Your morning news continues now on KTRH.
KTRH News Time is 7:17. Again, the subject matter that we are going to be talking about is a little adult, just so you know, just in case you want to turn the radio down or put the earmuffs on. I'm talking to Dennis Hoff. He's the owner of Nevada's most famous legal brothel, the Bunny Ranch, and he joins me this morning. Dennis, welcome to Houston's Morning News, sir.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Lois.
It's great to have you on with us. I understand that at the Bunny Ranch, you are, as you say, pimping for Ron Paul. You've come out in support of Ron Paul. But let me ask you this, Dennis, in all seriousness, do you think that this could backfire on you, that maybe the support of the Bunny Ranch, although legal, it is a brothel, this may not be what voters are looking for?
Well, no, I don't. In fact, Lawrence O'Donnell on SNBC joked about the Pimp and Prostitute Coalition from Nevada. And what it's doing is it's bringing attention to Ron Paul. Whether it's good or bad, it brings attention to him. And people look at Ron Paul, they say, you know what, this isn't so bad. He makes sense.
But, Dennis, I've got to ask you, has Congressman Paul or any of his people responded to you? Not necessarily come out to the ranch. We don't need to know that. But have they responded in terms of your support with what you're doing right now?
Yes, he has. And in fact, I've done radio with Congressman Paul. Congressman Paul would say, I support prostitution. But if these people think the same way I do, and they appreciate somebody that likes states' rights, and has those values that want that, then I want their support. I want their money, and so he's gone right along with it, and truthfully, he's had some fun with it also, because they've taken a few jabs at it. So what Congressman Paul needs is somebody to shake these people and say, take a look at me. And I'm doing that. All
right, Dennis, let me just hang on here. When we come back, I want to talk about what you're doing or not doing for Newt Gingrich. That is also a very, very interesting story. Again, a bit of a heads up. We're talking with Dennis Hoff. He is the owner of Nevada's Bunny Ranch, the probably most famous legal brothel in America. We're talking about his support for Ron Paul. Dennis, welcome back to Houston's Morning News, sir.
I'm glad to be here, Matt. And we were going to support Newt Gingrich. We thought about that because he's a feisty guy. He's a fighter, and the girls like that. And truthfully, the girls don't have a problem with him being a cheater, because if he wants to come to the Bunny Ranch, he's welcome. He's too over the top. But what we did, though, is we now have the Newt Party. And the Newt Party, when you're at the Bunny Ranch with your girl, the Bunny Ranch lawyers will file for a divorce action against your wife while she's in the hospital, just like Newt.
No, Dennis, it just doesn't sound to me like something that certainly Newt Gingrich is going to be happy with. Is that serious? I mean, somebody would actually file divorce papers?
Well, that's what he did, and that's truthfully why the girls don't like him. People split up, and we understand that, and married people come to the Bunny Ranch, and a lot of couples come to the Bunny Ranch. But look, you don't do something like that.
Yeah. I see. So what this is, you're kind of against what Newt Gingrich did, and I think that's important.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. Well,
Absolutely.
I think we've drilled to the bottom of this here on Houston's Morning News. I think there was a lot of people that thought that you guys were actually supporting that. Well, Dennis, listen, I've seen the show on HBO. I want to thank you for taking the time coming on with us.
Thank you very much.
And when it comes to states' rights, we here in Texas are certainly very, very fond of our states' rights. I thank you for taking the time, and we'll see what happens in Nevada. Should be a very, very interesting race.
Well, the girls are going to be there. We'll be at the caucus. We'll be with Ron Paul, and it's going to be interesting. And take a look at Pimping for Paul. If you come to the Bunny Ranch and say, I'm pimping for Paul, it's going to be a good day for you.
Thank you very much, Dennis. I appreciate that. Dennis Hoff, the purveyor of the most famous brothel.
You promised you would dig to the bottom, and you just did. You broke new ground.
I broke some new ground.
Very happy.
And I've also broken a sweat here, because I know I'll have a meeting when I'm done here just to make sure we did everything right. And I think that we did.